Last week in the Herr Sprint Series, we were north of the border for the first and only time on the season. It was a wild one at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and Carson Miller was the second driver to get 2 wins in a row. Will he make season history here tonight and become the first driver to get 3 wins in a row, or will someone else get the race win? It is race 21 on the season for the Herr Sprint Series, and it is Sprint Series Night in America at the Tricky Triangle of Pocono Raceway. Hello everyone, it is Nathan Saban here, and welcome to Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. And this is going to be a fun sprint here tonight, only 15 laps on tap, and it is going to be a fun one. And we got a championship battle once again, Valentino slipping off, and we got a contender on the wise of Carson Miller here late, and we'll see what ends up happening. After today, we only have 10 races to go here in the Sprint Series, and what a season it has been. We got Andy Miller up here in the booth, rather in the World Cup Series, and welcome to Pocono Raceway.
Hey, thank you for having me up here, Nathan. Yeah, Tricky Triangle here in Pennsylvania. So home state for me. So this is pretty cool to be a part of this thing. Sprint Series Night in America, going to be an awesome show. Of course, only being 15 laps. Hey, it's a sprint after all. So these guys are definitely going to be in a hurry to try to make up ground as much as they can and try and be up at the front with a shot at the win at the very end. However, I think that track position is going to play a little bit more of a factor here in this one than at some other tracks, just given the nature of the short race and passing not being quite as easy at a track like this, especially with all 3 different corners. So I think we're going to be in for a good race. But at the same time, I think best shot at the race win will probably be starting top half of the field here. We'll see if that'll end up playing out.
We'll see what ends up happening. For sure, this track will be a lot easier to make passes than last week at Montreal. That's for sure. But we'll see what ends up happening. 15 laps, and this is a definition of the word sprint here tonight. And we'll see on who ends up winning here in the Pennsylvania 150. The point standings are as follows, and like I said at the top of the show, we have a championship battle on our hands. Alexander, who's dominated this season with 5 wins. He's kind of slipped up the last 3 races, and now he only has an 8-point lead over B.B. Ruiz in second. Aaron Abel is in third, minus 21. Matt Black is in fourth, minus 35. And Carson Miller, 2 in a row, is now in championship contention, minus 43. Howard Anderson Jr. in 6th, minus 47. J.L. Wimbledon in 7th, minus 52. Sammy Camara in 8th, minus 58. And then in 9th is Chase McClure, minus 63, and Cameron Marsh, unfortunately not in the field here tonight. It rounds out the top 10 in points, minus 69. So it's getting tighter and tighter up towards the front, and this could be a classic championship battle with 11 races to go in the Sprint Series. And on the pole, in the number 4 machine here tonight, is Dylan Stand Even, and the number 3 of Joshua Neely starting second. Matt Black in the 69 and the 05 of Stella Arcadia made a massive splash the last couple of races and starts out front once again. B.B. Ruiz second in points, starts 5th, and Carson Miller trying to be the first driver this season to go 3 in a row in the 6th position. Aaron Abel in 7th, and then Chase McClure in the number 50. Emily York Watson in the 64, and Nathan Boy in the 56, and then Alexander Rowe in the number 88 Alposa on the inside lane, and then the number 93 of Sammy Camara, the 98 of Howard Anderson Jr., and the 39 of J.L. Wimbledon, the 02 of Garrett Zendoska, and the 87 of Mark Richardson. The number 90 is Matthew Hall, and then the number 13 is Andrew Williams. He is back after a week off. And then we got 6 drivers that are new, 4 drivers that are new, and a couple that are returning this season. Cement Oskin in the 97, Vinny Scholes in the number 99, and then 4 new drivers. The number 1 of TJ Liamson, the number 52 of Wyatt Quayle, and that's a name blast from the past. And then the number 96 of Sarah Thomas, and the number 81 of Brady Burkhardt. Alright, Andrew, this is a sprint race. Only 15 laps here tonight. Who's the pit to win at the Tricky Triangle with just 11 races to go on the season?
You know what? I was mentioning about track position being king, and I also think that Ryan High in the point standings, but still looking for their first win. I'm going to go BB Ruiz here.
Oh.
And potential at taking this point lead. Surprising that BB has not found victory lane yet this season, yet is sitting second in points, only 8 points behind a 5-time winner. So that shows consistency is key, but tonight might finally be the night for BB Ruiz to get it to victory lane.
Yeah, you mentioned that he's been very strong this season, and he actually has a better average finish than Alexander the point leaders. So, and he has 9 top 5s, 1 more top 5 than Alexander Rose. So I think the time will happen at some point, and it could happen here tonight for the 57, and it's going to be fairly interesting because Alexander Rose, BP Ruiz, and Abel, Colson Miller, and Matt Black all start ahead of him here tonight. 15 laps on tap here, and we'll see what ends up happening in this one here at the Tricky Triangle. It will be Dylan Stanley even on the pole for Titan Fury Racing, and then the number 3 of Joshua Neely for Cohen Racing Enterprises on the front row. This is one of my favorite racetracks on NR, and we are in for a fun one. Through turn 3, what turn 4? There's only 3 turns on this racetrack, I had to get that in there. And pace car will dive down to pit road, and we are in for a good one here in Pennsylvania. Down the long front straightaway, and we are going to go green flag racing for race number 21 on the season. It is Sprint Series 9 in America in Pennsylvania. Good start from Matt Black on the number 69. All the way gonna go for the race 3 on Dylan Stanley. Even Matt Black has 1 win this season and wants another one here tonight. He will lead the field into the turn 3, and he runs the 05. I mentioned that the 05 has been a splash this season and a wild momentum in just a couple of starts. Gonna challenge for second, but it will be Matt Black leading lap number 1 here at Pocono.
Yeah, impressive stuff out of Stella Arcadia here. May go 3 wide for second place. That is a big move. Not quite going to be able to get the nose there for the 3. As put up to the high side is Ruiz. Inside lane, as per usual at most NR tracks, will be the preferred lane to make moves. The 4 was actually able to stay ahead of the 05 there, but going into the tunnel turn here, the 05 going to try it again. Still Arcadia trying to get that move done, but once again, the 4 finding some momentum on the outside, and quite impressively so. Again, that's the preferred lane to pass, is the inside, but it looks like this track very conducive for getting some grip on the outside and being able to maintain position. So impressive stuff so far.
Something that we don't normally see at Pocono is that second lane is really fast at the moment, and these guys are just drafting off of each other, and that's the thing about Pocono. It has very, very long straightaways. All 3 of them are really long, and these drivers are slipping up a little bit off of turn number 1, and they are slipping all over the place. The 05 is going to try and go for the second place spot, and going to have a fellow 4th behind them. and Joshua Neely, and finally going to take that second place spot. And we might see Fords go 1, 2, 3 here. And we'll see what ends up happening if the CO5 of Stella Arcadia can go after Matt Black in the number 69. And how about the two Appalachia cars running towards the front inside the top 5, top 6? Hallie Anderson Jr. has really done a good job of this 98 for NS Racing late in the season. And inside the top 6 in the point standings, Chase McClure inside the top 5 into the 4th spot maybe. And looks like the 05 and 3 are catching, and maybe this is some kind of temporary alliance here, trying to catch up with the leader of Matt Black.
Stan Haven is definitely struggling out there after starting on pole. Potential of losing a top 5 position here. So 4 is going to need to try to find something here. We're already clicking off these laps. We're going to come to start lap number 5. Here comes the 3 of Neely, trying to take that second spot away. Surprising to see the outside pole sitter, the one who's actually holding the most track position over the actual pole sitter. Again, inside lane, typically where you want to be, but we got to have a good car here for these long straightaways. It's kind of a catch-22 of which corner do you try to get right the most? Do you tune for the straightaways? That's the thing with Pocono. It's very, very challenging to actually get it right because every single corner is so different. So where you may be incredibly fast in one corner, you're really going to suffer in another. And again, these long straightaways, you got to have the car set up as well for that. So definitely someone that appears to have it figured out so far pretty well is that 69 leading this thing thus far. Matt Black, very impressive.
Absolutely. Great one so far from Matt Black, and he is still in championship contention, only 35 points behind Alexander who just got into the top 10 in the 10th spot, and that is still enough points to gain on Alexander a little bit, and we'll see of how that ends up going down. With Matt Black, I believe, won at Atlanta, and it's off for me to say this, but Pocono and Atlanta are kind of similar, both, as you can tell, kind of went out surfaces here, so maybe Matt Black has a liking for that. How about this number 90 of Matthew Hall? And Matthew Hall, we've talked about how Alessandro has 5 wins, and of how Cosimino's trying to get win number 3. Matthew Hall has 3 wins this year, trying to get a 4th here tonight, and that might be the case. Joshua Neely, though, looking strong in that number 3, trying to close in on Matt Black. Single file at the moment, and then Alessandro hanging on to the top 9 spot. He's right behind Alan Abel, but he is ahead of BB Ruiz, who has dropped back all the way to the back part of the field, and maybe the race lead to the inside Neely and Matt Black.
Great battle here for the lead. I think Black's going to get the momentum here on the outside. Is it going to be enough to get clear? No, not going to be the case. They're going to stay side by side. This will give the advantage to the 3 through this corner, and the 90 trying to draft up there as well. I got to send a shout out to your cars, Nathan. They're moving up quite nicely here, especially that 98. But new leader, it is Joshua Neely in the number 3.
Great one from Joshua Neely, and kind of noticing a couple of teammates working together really nicely, and we got both of Caleb's drivers, the 50 and the 90 up here, and we got both my drivers, the 98 and the 97 up front. And speaking of teammates, the 81 of Brady Burkhardt, still deep in the field, is also up front, teammate to Joshua Neely, and Matthew Hall looking for win number 4 here tonight. Gonna make easy look good, and gonna do a slide job kinda in turn number 1. That's gonna slow down the number 3. Here comes Matt Black as well. Might have been a little bit of a stack up with the 97 and the 37 back there. And some crazy stuff here on a old surface of Pocono. And we got 5 cars under a blanket as Matt Black went second. And here comes Hallie Anderson Jr. Does not have a win yet, but has a ton of top 10s going for a top 5 here. And we are seeing a lot of comers and goes here tonight, as all of a sudden, like you said, both of the NS Racing cars are up front, and same with Aaron Abel, just outside of the top 5 as well.
Props to Aaron Abel. Third or fourth in points. I literally could just look at that, but I'm full screen right now. But credit to Aaron Abel for being as far up in the points as he is after missing a race. That is very, very impressive. And that tells you, man, even if he made that start, he would either be the point leader or darn close. And he's showing great speed once again. Running up very solid here. He's going to do some battle here with the 81. Who's going to take that position, but still, Abel's just got to keep consistent, just keep trying to make these races, and he could be in it with a shot as trying to take the lead back. Here we go.
Matt Black back to the race lead and was balling on Aaron Abel. He is third in points, only 21 points behind. If he made that one race he didn't make and has done all 20, then he could be the point leader, and same can be said for Matt Black. He's done 19 out of 20, and today it will be 20 out of 21. So it's not been all Alexander in a row, and it's still very, very tight. But tough break for BP Ruiz. He is last place as of now in the number 57. So not a good day for second in points, but a good day for third, fourth, sixth in points all here. And speaking of sixth in points, what a dive bomb from Howley Anderson Jr. Gonna send it into turn number 2 and might have a shot for the race. So he has Aaron Abel into the wall, and it's gonna save it. And Alexander Woe got involved in that contact.
Oh, I thought that was about to be really, really ugly. But credit to these guys for saving it. Don't know if that might be damage. I don't see any for the 37, but that may affect the handling a little bit. Baby Ruiz, yeah, unfortunately, at the back of the field. It's because I picked him. But no, yeah, not a good run for Ruiz. A decent run so far for Alexander Rowe, but still not super duper stellar in relation to some of his other championship contenders here. So I don't know. This is going to be really, really tight after tonight, and we still got 4.5 laps to go here. That 98 is looking incredibly speedy. I would not be surprised if Ailey Anderson is able to get up and contend for this thing.
I would not be surprised either. Howley Anderson Jr. has been really fast on the long one here tonight. And gotta watch out for both of the Appalachia cars, though. The 50 and the 90 working together, and maybe even the 3 and the 81 working together. We got a bunch of teammates working together up in the front of this thing. And it doesn't look like Aaron Abel has too much damage, but Alexander Rose is not that strong tonight. Once again, for that 88 machine has barely top 10 speed, and that's not going to be good here in the middle of the summer. And with only 10 races to go after tonight, the 50 trying to make a charge for the race lead. That's Chase McClure, 9th in the point standings, and the Matthew Hall, of course, knows a thing or two about winning this season. Battle for second, the 98 with a small one, but that is great teamwork right there. Matthew Hall going to push Chase McClure up to the second place spot, and with only 3 laps to go, it's still about 3 minutes with this being a 2.5 mile long triangle. But Matt Black, he started off strong, fell back a little, he's back out front, but he has a lot of challenges with only 3 laps to go.
Yeah, 50's got to put together some good laps here. Hope that none of these guys trying to make the move. Credit to, I believe, first time starter this season, Brady Burkhart in that 81. I know I had mentioned track position is going to be pretty important, and for some guys it has been. For that 81, it is not. After starting at the very back, now up here in the top 5, and potentially doing battle here with a few other guys here for potentially an even higher position. So big shout out there to the 81. 3 is still there. And with a 56 also in the top 10. I don't think we've mentioned too much about him yet, but yeah, pretty impressive stuff there.
Great job from Nathan Achaboye in the 56 right in front of our point leader. And of course, some other drivers like Sarah Thomas, first start on the season. And she's inside the top half of the field. And BP Ruiz is still in last place. And Carson Miller is also towards the back as well. So it's not going to be 3 in a row for Carson Miller. But we might have a battle for the race win here. 1.5 laps to go. The 50 of Chase McClure closing in on Matt Black, who's been the dominant car in this race. In a ultra competitive race. battle for third between Brady Burkhardt and Matthew Hall. Great one from Burkhardt, and this might not be over. White flag, this time by Andrew, and we have a race for the race win.
50, gonna be patient here, looks like. Ooh, almost went for the bumper, but opted out of that one. But if he can back up this corner entry here, maybe trying to get to the inside here in turn one, white flag is out. It's going to have to happen now or never.
All over the back bumper of Matt Blatt, just rein in the reins. He's not going to make the move in turn one. He's still in contention. He needs a good one off of turn number one and maybe try something in the tunnel turn. It's going to come down to these two, Matt Black or Chase McClure. Matt Black trying to get win number two, McClure trying to get win number one. Down into turn number two for the final time. He's still not going to make a move, but he's really close. He's in position to maybe make a move into turn number three. Is going to send it for the number 50 machine. And he's not going to. He's going to back up the corner again. But it's not going to be enough. How about this Matt Blatt dominant one here tonight? It was close, but Matt Blatt will get his second round of the season, and we will win the Pennsylvania 150 at Pocono.
He was definitely probably the fastest car tonight, so that is well and truly earned right there. Awesome stuff from Matt Black. Unfortunately, the 50, I mean, he could have maybe taken a peek. It seemed like those two were just too even on corner exits there, and he just was not able to actually get a run to try to get to the inside without really forcing the issue. And I guess he decided to just kind of play the safe game and figured, hey, if I can't go for the win, second place will be enough, which, hey, I can't fault him for that. That is a great result in a very competitive field like this. But Matt Black, that is going to be huge as far as the points go. Rowe finished 9th, so a great finish there for the 88. But still, I think that we're going to be in for a little bit of a shakeup up there in the top 5 in the points.
Absolutely, Alexander Rowe barely got 9th. Matt Black won. BP Ruiz finished all the way in the back, and Abel finished just outside of the top 10, I believe, in 13th, so not too bad. And then Carson Miller finished towards the back. And then Hallie and Jr. got a top 10 result here tonight. And then J.L. Wibbleton, in the number 39, finished deep in the field as well. So, and actually, Carson Miller and BP Ruiz finished 23rd and 24th. So, it's going to be tight between, I think, Woe, Abel, Black, and Hallie Anderson Jr. A little bit far back, but it's been like this all season. Some drivers have a bad night, some don't. And it's just going to be a tight championship battle with 10 races to go. But what a race. I thought we were going to get a caution with that close call with Aaron Abel and I believe Alexander Lowe. Luckily, we were able to save it, and we kept it green. And we'll see what ends up happening with this championship of 10 races to go. And we'll see what ends up happening. Carson Miller got 23rd, not 23rd, but Matt Black gets the win, second on the year. McClure, Hall, Burkhardt, Neely, Oskin, Hallie Anderson Jr., Aljaboy, Woe, and Stella Arcadia. Another top 10 one from that driver, and I believe that is 3 for 3 for Stella Arcadia. So, fantastic job once again, making some noise here late in the season in the Herd Sprint Series. And actually, that's his second top 10, but I think it might have gone just outside the top 10 in their first start. But what a race here, and it almost had a wet, but was able to stay going, and Matt Blatt with the win. Also, final thoughts, Andrew, and how do you think this rest of the season will go with only 10 races to go and at Pikes Peak next week?
Well, as long as Alexander Rowe continues to make starts and continues to run consistently, I think that's what he needs is consistency. I mean, yeah, 5 wins, but 5 wins ain't nothing if you're not able to back it up whenever you're not in victory lane. And that's why the points are so close coming into this one. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit mixed up here. Whether that'll be enough for anyone to take the point lead away, I don't think so. But we may definitely see some new contenders here. And again, the big thing, as long as they continue to try to make the races and continue to just keep that consistency going in these short races, you just got to keep it consistent. I'm going to just keep saying that C word all the time, consistency. That's big in a championship like this, and getting into a position for the championship. So Alexander Rowe, he's just got to keep it up. Matt Black, if he can keep this momentum going, that will be absolutely huge. Aaron Abel with a lucky escape. I think that's maybe why he slipped back a smidge, but still in a decent run. And I think Pikes Peak will continue to prove to keep this championship pretty tight.
Absolutely, and it's been like that for the majority of the season, and we only have 10 races left, and Pikes Peak, that's another one of my personal favorite racetracks on NR, and I'm very excited for that one. Easily a racetrack with 2 grooves, so looking forward to that one. 10 races to go here in the Husband Series already. It's been a fun season, and we are just getting started with 10 races to go for this championship battle. Congratulations to Matt Black on win number 2 on the season, and for Anna, good luck in the World Cup Series race this weekend here at Pocono, and we will see you guys next week at Pikes Peak International for race number 22 on the season.